Welcome, race fans, to the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. It's Tuesday Night Trucks. My name is Jerry Isaacs. As always, I'm joined by Cody Richardson. How you doing tonight, Cody?
Well, just got off the plane from Martinsville, but doing pretty good here tonight, Jerry.
Hey, that beats coming off the plane from the Infield Care Center.
That is true. Never had to make it to the Infield Care Center, and that's a win in my book at Martinsville.
Yeah, absolutely. Tonight we are at Nashville Super Speedway, a 1.3 mile concrete track. Got a little night race going. I think we got about 32 trucks tonight. Looking forward to this race. We're going to run 90 laps. Fuel is somewhere around the 33 to 36 lap range, so it should be an easy two-stop race, 3 stints. We do have 4 sets of tires, so if there's a caution, we might see some strategy there with that extra set of tires. As always, they run 60% fuel, no fast repairs. Track today is about 78 degrees out. I'm not sure what the track temperature. It looks like track temperatures
About 80 degrees it's looking at right now. 80 degrees or so, some north winds coming in. Not very humid or anything, just a nice May night here at Nashville.
Seems to me we ought to have some barbecue or something going then, if that's the case.
We ought to, or some hot chicken or something. We got to have something Nashville-wise. One of the best restaurants I ever ate down there was just a big old bag of seafood. So they got everything in Nashville, and it's pretty good. It was basically like a crawfish boil down there. Came out in a plastic trash bag with your potatoes and your corn and everything. I had to talk to my cousin where it was because I can't remember the name of it, but it was some of the best seafood I've had in a long time down here in Nashville.
Oh, that's awesome. Sounds like a good time. We need to go check that out after the race. They are getting
Absolutely.
ready right now with qualifying. This concrete track tonight, though, it's going to be, I think we say this every week, don't we? It's going to be about who can save some tires.
We do, but this is a little bit more like it looks like a normal mile and a half intermediate like we've ran before, like Texas and everything else. But this concrete doesn't have a bunch of grip. It eats through those tires as the rubber gets laid down. I think there's probably a little bit on there from qualifying and practice going on, but it's going to eat through those tires whether you're saving them or not, though. I think they're going to see a lot of fall off here tonight and a lot of trucks slipping and sliding around.
Yeah, a lot of fall off, but they're only, because of fuel, they can only do 30 laps, so it shouldn't be too bad. I suspect it's going to be like a lot of the races we've seen lately. We're going to see a lot of 2, maybe 3 wide racing for the first 10 laps. After that, things are going to settle down, tires are going to wear, and we're going to see a lot of single file racing. I think this is a track that lends itself to some green flag pits tonight. I don't think we're going to see a lot of cautions. What do you think?
I'd like to hope that you are correct, Jerry. I'd like to see this go green flag to flag. I think these truck drivers out here, these truckers have it in them to do it, and I'd like to see it happen. We haven't seen one go flag to flag yet. There's been a couple cautions early or late, but I think we can do it tonight.
What's your over-under tonight?
I'm going to have to stick with that 1.5. This is going in blind, though. I didn't manage to catch any of practice. I'm only watching some cars going around and qualifying right now. But I have faith in these guys. They can go under 1.5 cautions.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to take the under tonight. I agree. So while they're you can see the results up there. They're finishing up qualifying here. While they're finishing up qualifying, Cody, we haven't had a chance to talk. So and I didn't get a chance to look. So we talked about the gambling for last weekend. How'd you do?
You know what? I took your advice and didn't put any bets at all in. Decided that.
So you were a winner.
That makes me a winner because I didn't put anything at all. I say that I lost money on college football, but not a whole lot. down about 3.5 units, but that's not too bad.
Not bad at
I've
all.
definitely had worse weekends.
I hear
but
you.
Decided to just cut my losses, especially with racing. I'm kind of glad I did because I would have taken Kyle Larson in the Cup race on Sunday, and we all know what happened there. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
He pulled a Cody.
He didn't win. I'll tell you that much.
There we go. He pulled a Cody, right? Or did you pull a Kyle?
I pulled a Kyle. We're going to go with that.
Okay.
We're going to compare me to Kyle, not Kyle to me. Okay?
Little surprise here on the qualifying chart. Mike Stiverson up there at the top of the charts. We always see him up there at the end of the race. Don't usually see him up there in the qualifying.
No, and it's looking like, it's 0.004 of a second. I know our timing and scoring shows them both as 29.98s, but a 9.77 for Mike Stiverson, a 981 for Higginbotham right now. Still have a couple more trucks that looks like that may be able to put a lap in that haven't put a lap in yet. But I'm not sure. There's only 2 trucks in the 29s, and it's going to be hard pressed to be able to beat Mike's
Look
time
at
up
this
there.
pit entry here. Ooh, oh no, that was not a
Nope,
good pit entry.
that's not at all.
Oh,
That
that
truck's
was,
missing the front end.
yeah, he was trying for a little pit entry there. So I know you just flew in. Did you get a chance to pull up our playoff picture?
You know what? Let me go check my standings right here. I will come back to you here in just a second.
That sounds good. Carter Lawson, well, I was showing he was on track. I think our qualifying may be wrapping up here. Yep. Qualifying's wrapping up, so let's look at our grid. All right, let me see if I can get this up here. There we go. We talked about it. Mike Stiverson up there first on the grid, followed by Jason Higginbotham, Chris Harefield, Cody Meadows, Eric Anderson, Kyle Nadeau, Garrett Johnson, Alan Ayers in 8th. Good qualifying for him. George Cushman, William Kern in 10th.
Mark Morton in 11th, Gary Bowman 12th, Craig Schroeder in 13th, Brian Dorsey 14th, Nathan Dufton 15th, Daniel Coblin 16th, Carter Lawson in 17th, Stephen Music 18th, Kevin Fetty 19th, Chris Dorsey in 20th.
Roscoe Coblentz 21st, Jonathan Ellis, Crank Bell 23rd, Dave Gainforth. Followed doing 2 things at once here, followed by Chris Letts, Ray Richer, Leroy Coblentz 27th, Andy Cork, Mike Donahue 29th, Paul Turner 30, Judd Danielson 31, and Justin Horton, who we saw meeting the wall there in 32nd place.
Yeah, you asked me to pull up the point standings, and it so happens that our pole sitter tonight, Mike Stiverson, is currently our points leader as well. Mike, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I gotcha.
Well, I mean, we've seen you win a couple races here. We've seen you on pole now. Are we going to be talking to you again at the end of the race as well?
Man, I'd like to hope so. I don't know. Usually I don't qualify very well, so that's kind of good. But
that's what I said. I was surprised to see you up there. We always talk about you at the end of the race, but not the beginning. What'd you do different tonight?
Turn lefter. I'm not sure, Jerry.
Turn lefter more better.
Yes. Just put up a good lap. I was able to. I practiced some, and I was able to put these up in practice, but hadn't done them here tonight, and just put it together.
Well, that's good to hear. Hopefully, we will be talking to you again. Good luck tonight out here in the race. I'll let you go back to your teammates as you roll off pit road here.
Awesome. Thank you, fellers.
All right,
Jerry. We mentioned that. Yep. They are rolling off, but our playoff standings so far, Mike Stiverson, like we mentioned, in the lead. Carter Lawson, 14 points behind him in second. Gary Bowman, 18 points back. Kyle Nadeau, 19 points back. There's a little bit of a gap to William Kern in 5th, 29 points back from the leader, and then another big jump to a little tight battle here. Brian Dorsey, 41 points back. Chris Dorsey, 46 points back. Andy Cork, 50 points back. And then 3 trucks tied, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Eric Anderson, Stephen Music, and Chris Harefield. Those are your top 11 there. Cody Meadows in 12th, 57 points back. It's a pretty tight gap there around the cut line for the playoffs.
Including this race, we've got 4 laps to the playoffs. We got Nashville, Pocono.
4 laps?
4 laps. 4 laps to the playoffs.
That would be a quick playoff run, Jerry.
Well, I'm ready for it. Hey, 4 races. Sorry about that. We're coming to the green flag here.
Yeah, Pace Truck's going to make that hard left-hand turn. They're coming to the Geico restart zone here.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. Mike Stiverson gets a really good jump there. Outside lane, Jason Higginbotham. Looks like he had a little trouble with the shift, though, Mike did. Jason's going to be able to hold it on there, still at his quarter. Mike's going to clear him easily, though, into turn 1. The top 2 are single file side by side behind him.
Cody Meadows side by side there with one of the Dorsey fellows. It gets that pass made coming into the turn. They are now single file the first 10.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's finally single filed out here. Mike misses the bottom a little bit, though. Is going to wash up. It's going to give Higginbotham a bit of a run. Cody's getting some momentum there as well, but able to maintain 1 to 2 truck length gaps between the top 5.
Looks like I misspoke. Chris Harefield there in the 18 outside of Kyle, looking to make a move for that 4th position. Kyle on the inside. Looks like Kyle's going to not have that pull-in line, not get that run. But Harefield looks like he's going down to the bottom to try and make another run on Eric.
Yeah, it looked like Kyle just tried to make it work and wasn't able to make it stick on the bottom, washed up a little bit, didn't have any momentum off of the corner. But Chris Hairfield's going to have some momentum on Eric Anderson there, like you said, for fourth position. This is our side-by-side battle, first side-by-side battle. Next one's going to be back 3 wide back in the pack. Not sure who that is back there, can't quite tell, but the 4754
Oh,
back
no.
there, 3 wide coming off of the corners.
Oh, the 47 just contact between the 47, I think the 54 maybe, and 47 did not get the best of that.
Yeah, that was just broadcaster's curse. As soon as I mention it, they just come together off of there. Well, Jerry, it looks like the under's not going to look very good either. Let's back it up and see if we can see what happened here.
Yeah, that we're not showing a wreck, so we're just going to back it up and see if we can do it this way.
Yeah, I happened to see him 3 wide from the edge of my screen here. Wasn't able to see what happened. A 47 middle 3 wide with Carter Lawson gets a little loose. Some net code contact as well. I think the 47 expected the 54 to be closer to the wall. Just wasn't there. Little net code incident actually turned him to cause that. I don't know, Jerry. What do you think?
Yeah,
Kinda
I
just
agree.
Looks a
I
little
think,
bit like a racing deal there.
Yeah, it looks like a racing incident. I think you're right. I think he thought he might have a little room on the high side. Mike, oh, okay. I thought Mike was going into pit there. And maybe just a racing incident, a little contact, a little bit of net code there. Yeah, Mike Stiverson trying to pull the fake out looked like he was going to go into the pits.
Yeah, like I said, looks like the 47 they were all handling 3 wide really good. 54 gave a little more room to the wall than I think the 47 was expecting. That and the net code between them is what caused that incident to happen. Just some good hard racing behind those guys. They'd gone through the corner 3 wide, no problems whatsoever, but it does get a little tight on exit. And the iRacing gods looked down upon them today and said, not in my house.
So we did have a group of cars pit. 26th back, Schroeder, Crank Bell, Nathan Dufton, Kevin Fetty, Ray Richer, Mike Donahue, Paul Turner. Some of those guys were involved in the wreck, but it looks like some of them just went and topped off on fuel. I don't think fuel is going to be an issue tonight. They could run 30 laps easily. I don't know if these guys, there's no way they can one pit it from here. So maybe just less time in the pits next time around.
Yeah, I don't know. With 60% fuel, you would think that the tires would take longer than the fuel does, and if you're not running the full tank anyway. But it does widen your strategy options out a little bit. You can run a little bit long maybe if a caution happens to come out. You know, you can cycle to the front that way and have the fresher tires. I don't know. It's but I mean, if you're in the back, you're what's it going to hurt? Check and see if you got any damage. Maybe they tap the wall a little bit, top off. It's not going to hurt anything.
Not at all.
And if you get another couple quick cautions, you might be able to one stop it from here.
Yeah, and a good point in terms of, we don't know who practiced pits and who didn't. So it's always a possibility green flag pits could cause a yellow. And you'd rather be the guy still out on track if that happens.
Absolutely. Cycle to the front easy that way.
In fact, Crank, Ray Richer, and Paul Turner actually are back in the pits again, just topping off on fuel.
It makes you wonder if they think they can make it on one more stop from here. So what would that be? 6 laps out of that would be what, 42 laps on a tank of fuel? Give or take?
Man, I don't know.
I don't know what what the fuel numbers are looking like, but that seems like an awful lot of laps.
It does. I think
these trucks here.
I heard one driver say they made it 40 in practice, but they saved the entire time and ran out of fuel on 40. That may have been a one-off. So we'll see, though. If there is like you said, if there's another caution or two, they may be able to save enough to get there.
Right. Yeah. Who knows? I think they may be hoping for a quick caution, though, to save that extra fuel. But looks like the lights are out on that pace truck up here. It's about to make that left-hand turn down pit lane. We're going to have a restart here. Mike Stiverson, Jason Higginbotham, a repeat of the front row from the initial start. Green flag is in the air. Looks like Jason Higginbotham gets a pretty good jump, even with Mike Stiverson, just from their stagger. But even run, he's going to get even better. Mike's having some trouble, looks like, with that 2 to 3 shift on the front straightaway. Don't know if he's getting some tire spin, but again, able to clear Jason Higginbotham, as is Cody Meadows. Isn't quite able to clear him, but has some momentum coming off of turn 2 and finally clears him coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, Higginbotham up there on the top just did not have any help. Cody Meadows right on Mike's rear, pushing him hard. Kyle Nadeau, they're making a play for 4th place down low in front of Harefield, makes that move, makes it stick.
Yeah, it looks like your top four are single file. Kyle is going to be the first side-by-side battle here with Chris Harefield, who's trying to make a run on the outside there around Garrett Johnson, but it's not going to be able to stick. Garrett's going to be able to clear him off at turn 2. So this is our lead battle here. Cody and Mike have gotten a little bit away from everybody else, but got some 2x2 racing back in the pack behind them.
Yeah, Chris Harefield now to the bottom with Garrett on the outside. Chris trying to make that stick. Here on these fairly fresh tires, they can make that stick pretty well. He's got a little bit of run. Let's see if he can clear him on exit.
Yeah, it looks like he's finally going to be able to get around, and Chris Harefield is. Now Kyle's going to be working over Garrett Johnson there, trying to make that run go. Behind them, you've got William Kern and Eric Anderson fighting for that position as well. Everybody else seems to be pretty much single-filed around the track.
Yeah, they pulled, well, interesting. Kyle here now trying to push on the outside of Garrett. I was going to say they pulled into line single file. Kyle on the outside now. Going to see if he can carry his momentum around. I don't see him clearing him yet.
Doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think Kyle may have slipped up a little bit, missed the bottom a hair, and that's what caused him to go to the outside. I'm not sure that the outside lane is somewhere you want to be in 3 and 4, although he makes it work on 1 and 2 on the front end of the track here. He's able to get some momentum to try again to look underneath Garrett Johnson to take that 5th position away.
This is quite a battle here. Kyle trying to cross over here, coming back down to the bottom along that front stretch. He's got position upside. Let's see if he can carry that momentum into the turn and make that pass.
Yeah, he's going to dive it in deep here into turn 1. He's going to be clear for a second, but he's going to try to slide up and get him, but he's not going to be able to. Has to leave the truck with the room. That's going to give Garrett a big run down this back straightaway and a lot of momentum going into turn 3, but Kyle's got the preferred line and is able to dive it in and clear him.
Well, I think he cleared him, but he did not commit to the outside. So Garrett comes back up. Nothing in front of him. He gets back beside Kyle again.
Yeah, I think that Kyle may have made a mistake there. He cleared him easily. Could have washed up, gave him a little bit of a slide job. Again, clear by a truck or two and isn't able to wash up and take that lane away. Garrett has that run coming off of the corner, and it's stacking up the trucks behind him as well. They're 2x2 for 3 or 4 rows as Mike Stiverson and Cody Meadows drive away from the field.
Yeah, we are sitting here talking about this. Mike Stiverson's up front with a almost 2-second lead over the battle we were looking at.
Yeah, Cody Meadows is right behind him, about 3/10 back. They're pretty much nose to tail. Again, a 2-second gap to another couple of trucks. Jason Higginbotham, Chris Harefield, probably trying to save a little bit of tire, try to chase him back down and catch him on the back end of this run. And then this side-by-side action like we were talking about from 5th place on back.
Eric Anderson there trying to make a move on Kyle. Didn't quite get it done. Eric's been having some good runs in these trucks lately. We've talked about him a lot. I think Kyle, truck in the wall in the background.
Yeah, it looks like just a little tap, and again, Carter Lawson with a little tap of the truck he's racing with right there. It looks like that's Gary Bowman. I'm not sure if that's who made contact with the wall. They got really tight on the front straightaway. Carter's trying to work him over. This is battling for the 12th, 13th, and 14th position, it looks like here.
Yeah, Carter down on the bottom. Carter is up 3 spots, battling for that 12th spot with Coblentz on the outside. Daniel Coblentz.
Yeah, one of the Coblentzes.
Yeah.
There's plenty of them in here.
Carter not able to make the stick. Pulls in behind him, back to single file, sitting in 14th place now.
Yeah, it looks like we got a battle here with the 7 of George Cushman and Brian Dorsey are having a little bit of a battle. I say that, and they single file out. Again, broadcasters curse today. It's like we got mostly single file action throughout the field here, it looks like.
Yeah, it's still one big pack, but there's about less than 10 seconds that separate them all. But let's see if we can find a view here as we go mid-pack. It's just mostly single file racing. Although, again, we say that Eric Anderson looks like a car, Mark Morton down at the bottom trying to make a move on him.
Yeah, still side by side off of turn 2 there underneath the lights here at Nashville. Eric's going to have some momentum going down the back straightaway, but I'm not sure the high line in 3 and 4 is where you want to be. You know, I say that, and he has some pretty good momentum there, is able to make that work and clear Mark Morton. Maybe I ought to just stop talking, Jerry. Everything I'm saying, the opposite's coming true.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Kyle there in 6th place. Gap of over a half second to Garrett in front of him. I think battling early with Garrett, Kyle on that bottom may have burned up some tires.
Yeah, it's easy to do here. Like I said, this concrete racetrack, we don't race a lot on concrete. I mean, you get it at places like Dover, you know, but we don't most of our tracks are paved with asphalt, not concrete, and it's just a different feeling and a different way that the tire works with this surface. Makes for some interesting racing for sure, and we're seeing the field start to spread out a little bit. Now it looks like about 10 seconds total between first and last, but last place is, of course, the 47 of Nathan Dufton, who was involved in that incident early on.
Yeah, we are 18 in. Real quick, let's run down our lineup here. Mike Stiverson in first place, Cody Meadows, Jason Higginbotham, Chris Harefield, Garrett Johnson, Kyle Nadeau in sixth, Eric Anderson, Mark Morton, William Kern, Alan Ayers in 10th.
And then Brian Dorsey in 11th, George Cushman in 12th, Carter Lawson 13th, Daniel Coblenz in 14th, Roscoe Coblenz in 15th, Gary Bowman in 16th, Chris Dorsey in 17th, Justin Horton up 14 spots in 18th, Andy Cork in 19th, and Stephen Music in 20th.
Jonathan Ellis, 21, Leroy Coblenz, 22, Craig Schroeder, Crank Bell, 24, Judd Danielson, Chris Letts, Dave Gainforth, Mike Donahue, Kevin Fetty, Ray Richard, Paul Turner in the back with Nathan Dufton.
Yeah, we say that. There's some pretty good battling back here. These trucks were 2 wide, looking 3 wide, different lanes going on. Got some pretty good battles here in the back of the pack. And again, I say it, Jerry, and they all single file out. I don't know what the deal is tonight.
Andy Cork making a move for position into 19th spot, trying to make this stick down on the low side inside of Stephen Music, and he's got the 42 of Leroy Coblenz trying to come with him. They are 3 wide. Coblenz, and they straighten back out. It was Coblenz, Jonathan Ellis, and Craig Schroeder, 3 wide going into the corner. They get that straightened out. Andy Cork leads this group where they are battling side by side behind him.
Yeah, that's a perfect thing that Andy wants to see right now. He got some clean air on the nose. They're side by side, looking 3 wide behind him, looking like they might want to go 4 wide behind him, tuck it back in 2 by 2. Andy's hoping he can just drive away from this mess that's looking in his rearview mirror.
Yeah, we are seeing some battles back here in the pack. They may be single file up front, but back in the pack, they are battling heavy for position. Car in the wall, 25 of Jonathan Ellis, gets a little loose, tags the wall. Doesn't look like there's anything major there, but on this type of track, any damage could hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like the 29 is going to shove a nose underneath Crank. They are going to be 3 wide staggered coming off of turn 2 there. This is some tight racing here as well. Crank is a little bit of a bump to the 54. He just checked up a little earlier and he was expecting, but Crank's going to get a good run out of the corner there. 54 seems to be struggling on these tires. Again, he was also involved in that early wreck. You don't know if he's carrying a little residual damage that may be affecting his tire wear here.
Yeah, Crank is now 24th place. We talked about him. Looks like he's got a dent in the back of his truck as well. He pit twice to get some fuel. He's up to 24th from the back of the pack. I think he's really probably just hoping to run long and catch a yellow.
Yeah, we saw him come in early and get those tires and get the fuel topped off, so he's going to go a little bit farther than everybody else is. But he's making some moves work back here, Crank is in the back.
Biggest mover, Justin Horton, up to 16 spots to 16th place.
Yeah, look at that. Lucky number 16 there for the 67 truck of Justin Horton. But as in some battles, it looks like here with this group as well, you know, their 5 trucks here are going to be battling for this all the way from 14th to 17th. He's stuck right in the middle of this group. Looks like he has a little bit more speed, just can't quite make the pass to get around everybody here.
Ooh, little tap of the wall there. That's not going to help.
No, but neither is that driving up underneath him there, pushing him up a little bit wide. Was that the 19 of Roscoe Coblenz there? I believe it was. Not going to have any momentum coming off of the corner there, but had good momentum in the center of the corner.
Back towards the front, single file pretty much, although Mike missed it. I apologize. Cody Meadows is our leader, followed by Jason Higginbotham, Mike Stiverson in third now.
Yeah, you wonder if he maybe had some stuff happen. Looks like we have a truck on pit road that trying to make it to pit road that may have crashed. I saw it come up there. Don't know if he spun coming off of the corner. Jonathan Ellis,
yeah, we're looking
able
now
to make it to pit road without a caution coming out. I'm not sure if that was a scheduled pit stop that happened or if it was
that. Yeah, he just slammed it down into pit road. It looks like.
Yeah, you don't know what happened. If there could have been a technical issue that he needed to get out of the truck or something, or if it was scheduled pit stop. Not quite sure. But again, like we said, we missed it looking at the battle in the back. But we've got another battle going for the lead right now. Jason Higginbotham is all over Cody Meadows as we enter turn 3 and 4 here, trying to get around him. Chris Harefield's putting some pressure, getting good runs off at the corner on Mike Stiverson here for third. And see what Jason can do here, see if he can make a run. Chris Harefield's going to be able to get underneath the 20 of Mike Stiverson into one. It's going to have momentum. Mike's going to run him tight on exit. Mike's going to have the momentum coming off of the corner, though.
Yeah, looks like we've got some guys dropping into the pits. We're 28 laps in. Seems a little early. They're going to be trying to make an undercut. See what happens with that strategy.
Yeah, if the fuel window was like 33 or 34, you can make that undercut work.
Cody Meadows getting pressure from Higginbotham for the lead. They also have lap traffic in front of them.
Yeah, they do, but the lap traffic is on fresh tires. I mean, he had a little spin coming to pit road. I do believe that is that truck of Jonathan Ellis. Higginbotham not quite able to clear Cody out of turn 2. Thought about taking it up there, but Cody still had a nose right there. I believe he's going to get the pass made in 3 here. Cody just has nothing for him. Higginbotham's been fast. I said earlier, wonder if Higginbotham was saving a little bit of tire to run these guys down. It looks like that was the case.
So Higginbotham with 30 laps in. Higginbotham with the lead. Cody Meadows, Chris Harefield, Mike Stiverson, and Garrett Johnson, your top 5. We are 30 laps in. I know they can go a little longer, but if you cut it in thirds, this is the time to pit. Let's see if we start having people pit.
Yeah, as you say, it looks like the 20 of Mike Stiverson is calling to come to pit road right now, as well as the 97 of Nadeau. We got a car in the grass on the front straightaway. Looks like he may have missed pit road. He's going to come back up off pace, but no caution comes out. Is able to collect the car up without collecting himself. We've got 5 or 6 trucks coming to pit road and more following them this next lap.
Yeah, it looked like they got in fairly clean. I don't know if there's any black flags, but I didn't see anybody get too far out of control.
Yeah, iRacing's not showing any black flags right now. We'll see what happens once they all start coming out of the pits. 8's coming to pit road as well. Almost got run over by Chris Harefield.
Yep. He made it in clean. Looks like he's the only one coming in. Everybody else is choosing to run long.
Yeah, it looks like there was almost some contact there. Drivers a little bit angry with each other about the late calls coming to pit road, it seemed like, but there were a bunch of vehicles coming to pit road.
Oh, they're coming out of the pits. There's Mike Stiverson now coming out of the pits.
I'm showing a black flag for Cody Meadows. It looked like he made pit road okay. You wonder if he sped in the middle or something. He's been there for an awful long time. Looks like he's going to be, I'm going to say, busted speeding on pit road there.
Yeah, he is.
That's a shame for Cody. Yeah, that's a shame for Cody. He had a fast truck tonight, was running 3rd or 2nd whenever that happened.
Higginbotham coming into the pits, your leader. Looks like Chris Harefield is following him in. Garrett Johnson elects to stay out.
Johnson, yep. Gets that bonus point for leading a lap here. We got about 2/3 of the field is already pit for their pit stop. So we still see Crank Bell sitting out there, Chris Dorsey, Ray Richard, Judd Danielson. Those are the ones that we saw come and top off on fuel. You wonder how long they can make it. You know, they had to make it past lap 45 to be able to make it on one stop. Can they get there? That's the question.
Yeah, Mike Stiverson here coming around. Higginbotham stayed out a couple of laps. I don't see Higginbotham just starting to roll. I think Mike's going to clear him easily on exit.
Yeah, it looks like it. Mike's now entering turn 1. Higginbotham's rolling the apron in the middle of the corner, and yeah, Mike's going to drive right around him. But look who's a lot closer to Mike this time. It's going to be Kyle Nadeau, is right on Mike Stiverson's bumper. They're going to have some trucks pitting in front of the leaders here. This is going to get sketchy for them, I do believe. They're able to make it around just fine. Everybody on the radio calling stuff out.
Doesn't make it. Yeah, he gets it turned down. Missed pit entrance, went through the grass a little bit, gets it turned down though.
Yeah, and still no caution. Green on the racetrack. Right now we still have, looks like 4 vehicles yet to pit. Garrett Johnson, Justin Horton, Chris Dorsey, and Crank Bell are your 4 drivers that are staying out. Seeing maybe if we can Of those four, Crank
Crank,
is the
yeah.
only one that pit. So Crank would be the only one that we think might have a chance at making it on a one stop from here.
I still don't think he can make it a one stop. I think he's just hoping for a yellow. Garrett is still out, has not pit. He's got to be coming this time, I would think. We are 37 laps in. I said, well, but part of that was under yellow.
Right. We had 3 or 4 laps under yellow, so you can save quite a bit there.
And
but
he's coming in
he's
now.
going to be close. Yep, coming in this lap, but Crank Bell's going to stay out. Probably get another bonus point there for him as well.
So Crank Bell will be the only truck that's out that has not pit. And he is our current leader. He'll get a bonus point here.
Yeah, and judging by his lap times, he's not really, doesn't appear to be saving too much. I'm going to hop on with him here and see if I mean, he's lifting early and everything. Yeah, he's coming to pit road this time. So as we come on to see if he's saving or not, he makes pit road. Cherry, I am the ultimate jinx today. Whatever you want to happen, just tell me to say the opposite, and it'll work out that way.
Yeah, you check, all you fans out there. You put it in chat. You'll need to go check chat there, Cody, and see what they want you to do.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's going to cycle Mike Stiverson out to the lead. Kyle Nadeau in second. Mark Morton in third. William Kern in fourth. Eric Anderson in fifth. Jason Higginbotham in sixth, running that a little bit longer, but a little bit fresher tires. Chris Harefield is going to be in seventh. Carter Lawson is up to eighth. Gary Bowman up to ninth. Alan Ayers in 10th, rounding out your top 10.
Garrett Johnson in 11th after cycling through pits, followed by Justin Horton, Kevin Fetty, Paul Turner, Dave Gainforth, George Cushman, Leroy Coblentz, Chris Dorsey, and Craig Schroeder in 19th. Crank Bell is coming out of the pits right now in 20th, probably getting ready to get passed by Andy Cork.
Yeah, it got passed by Andy Cork and Jonathan Ellis. Crank's going to cycle out, it looks like, in 22nd, but with much fresher tires than the rest of the field. Ray Richer in 23rd, Roscoe Coblentz in 24th, Daniel Coblentz in 25th, Chris Lutz 26th, Nathan Dufton 27th, Mike Donahue 28th, Brian Dorsey 29th, Cody Meadows in 30th, Judd Danielson in 31st, and Steven Music in 32nd.
Crank Bell with those fresh tires went to make a pass around Ray Richer, got to the outside and just got real loose, had to check up, saved it, but I'm sure he heated those tires quite a bit and is now... looks like he's actually lost about a second and a half to Ray and going to have to make that back up the hard way.
Yeah, with fresher tires, though, it's looking like he's probably going to be able to do it. Tony, right now, who's fast on track, though, your leader, Mike Stiverson, may have learned something that first run about tire saving. He was the fastest truck on the racetrack the last lap, green to the entire board, and has a 0.7 of a second gap to Kyle Nadeau and Mark Morton, who is right behind Kyle.
Yeah, he's gapped them. We saw Mike fade a little bit at the end of the first run. We'll see if he can, if he did learn something about long run with these tires and keep from fading here at the end.
Yeah, Jason Higginbotham, 3-lap fresher tires, is 1.9 seconds behind Mike and has been steadily bringing it down a little bit. Was a 1/10 of a second faster last lap. Hasn't been as fast on their best lap. Mike's got the best lap of the race, it looks like right now. But he hasn't been pushing that hard this time. So it makes me think that he did learn something that last time and is trying to save a little bit of tire to be faster there at the end of this run.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. At this point, it looks like we should go green the rest of the race. You never know. But a little bit of nerves maybe at the beginning. Now everybody's kind of spread out. It's a big track. You can get loose and save it. If we go green, we'll see who has the best strategy here.
Yeah, we got some side-by-side action back in the pack a little bit. Looks like Chris Dorsey's going to make the pass for 14th on George Cushman. George thought about getting a crossover there on him as well, but wasn't able to do it. Chris is going to pull away from him. Right in front of them, Paul Turner, Kevin Fetty, Garrett Johnson were battling as well. They've all single-filed out. Again, Jerry, I don't know what it is tonight.
I think it's the track. It's we're running green. People are getting spread out a little bit. It's all the above.
Yeah, after those green black pit stops, we really did spread this out.
Yeah, Kyle's starting to catch Mike up front, though. He's got it down to about 3/10, closer to 4/10.
And again, it just makes you wonder if Mike's just trying to bide a little bit of time out front there, maybe lifting a little bit, braking a little early. If he wasn't using brake, maybe dragging it a little bit, trying to save some tire. Who knows?
How
As
about
we
this?
say that Chris Dorsey is caught up to Paul Turner. He's making a move up the race field as well. Looks like he's going to be able to make it around Paul Turner here on the outside of 3 and 4 and get a run on Garrett Johnson, moving up to a 12th place, looking for 11th, and he may have him done by the time they get to turn 1.
Yeah, Chris is he is making moves fast. He's got to be on some fresher tires. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like
yeah,
Chris Dorsey's on about 7 lap fresher tires than, say, Kevin Fetty behind him, but pretty much even tires to like George Cushman and Paul Turner, up a little bit fresher than Paul Turner as well, but pretty well same tires as most of the people around him.
Yeah, big movers. Mark Morton in 3rd, up 8 spots. Carter Lawson up 8 spots into 9th. Paul Turner's up 15. We saw him get past. Looks like he's kind of settled in maybe a little bit at 15th place, up 15 spots. Leroy Coblin's up 11. Andy Cork up 10. And Justin Horton in 22nd, up 10.
Yeah, then make me be the bad guy. Your biggest losers as well. Cody Meadows in 26. We saw that speeding penalty as he came to pit road there. It looks like Brian Dorsey's down 15. Nathan Dufton down 11. Daniel Coblin's down 12. Still a lot of racing to go. You still plenty of time to make some of that up. We're just over halfway, running lap 48 right now, getting ready to start lap 49 of 90.
Mark Martin is caught up to the back of Jason Higginbotham. Jason's got those fresher tires, but he saved them last time. I don't know if he's doing the same thing here. I don't know if he's catching Kyle. It kind of looks like he's holding steady there.
Yeah, he's brought the gap down a little bit. The gap to Mike is now 0.6 between Jason Higginbotham. About 8 laps ago, it was 1.9 seconds. Now it's 0.5 seconds and getting slower. It looks like this is the point in the run, about 20 laps in or so, that Mike starts to struggle a little bit. You can see Kyle's putting a little bit more pressure on him. Jason catching, Mark Morton catching as well. And don't look too far back, but Eric Anderson's only about a second behind this battle.
Oh, car in the grass. Came up on the track. Looks like he got back off the track without causing a yellow.
Yeah, it looks like that was Jonathan Ellis again. So it makes you wonder if maybe that last time going to pit road was a little bit of getting loose off of turn 4. I know it can happen pretty easy here if you have a little bit too much wheel into it, but it looks like he made the tow and is ended up taking that truck to the hauler. Unfortunately, Jonathan Ellis, 25, taking the truck to the hauler.
Meanwhile, Higginbotham making a move for second place down underneath Kyle. Looks like he should have that made with those fresher tires. Doesn't quite get it done. Kyle still at the rear quarter.
Yeah, I think he's going to make the pass stick here in 3, though. Doesn't quite turn down, kind of forces Kyle up. Kyle throttles up trying to get there, but Jason's able to roll that center a little bit better than he is with those fresher tires. Drive away from him, clear by now 6 truck lengths over Kyle and chasing down our leader, Mike Stiverson, who has some lap traffic in front of him to deal with.
Yeah, lap traffic looks like they're moving to the high side to be considerate, but that can impede your exit a little bit as Higginbotham feels the pressure of that and has to keep the truck a little bit low on exit, which is fine with him because he pulls up to the rear quarter of Mike Stiverson, down low, looking to make the pass stick.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to clear Mike. That lap traffic worked out perfect for him. Mike wasn't able to open the exit up. Those fresher tires, Mike trying to cut down to the apron to get underneath him, is going to be able to get to his inside quarter, but I think Jason's going to clear him easily on entry into 1. 3 lap fresher tires is a long time, especially if you didn't take care of him on the outlaps.
Absolutely. So now it becomes, Kyle looking to make a move on Mike. Kyle down to the bottom. He's showing his nose. Mike respects it, stays high. Kyle gets down underneath him. Let's see if he can make this pass stick.
Yeah, I think Mike understands what's going on. Him and Kyle are teammates. I don't think Mike's going to hold his teammate up, as he thinks Kyle may still have enough to go chase down Higginbotham, or at least come out a little bit better after this pit cycle and maybe be able to cycle in front far enough away where Jason can't drive away from him like this.
All right, so we're 54 laps in. We've got one more pit. Let's just assume for a second we stay green. Higginbotham's got 3 lap fresher tires and a half a second lead. He's in a really good place. Kyle and Mike are falling back a little bit, but not too bad. Who would you rather be in this case? Will you want to be the leader out in front, or do you want to be the guy second who can kind of maybe do an undercut, who has some options available?
You know, I'd always rather clean air's king. You know what I mean? I'd always rather be in front. But I think in this particular situation, if you're Kyle, you can kind of do, you know what I mean? You have a little more option here. I think Mike is pretty well dead set on pitting every 30 laps. But if you're Kyle, Jason's not really pulling away from you here. You know he has 3-lap tires. He's a little bit faster, but not significantly. The last lap, it looks like Jason was about a tenth a lap or so faster. That's probably just the 3 laps. Do you pit with him? You know, do you run this one long and pit whenever Jason does? If you're Jason, do you come in whenever Kyle and Mike do so you don't have to pass them again later on?
Exactly. So there's...
I think if I'm Jason right now, I'm coming to pit road as soon as I hear the 97 or the 20 pit.
Yeah.
Like you got trucks lined up behind you, less trucks to pass, more clean air. Go get that win.
Yeah, William Kern in the top 10 pitting early. He throws it down in the pits. He'll make it on fuel just fine, but he's pitting a little bit early. He may be hoping to get a little bit of an undercut, run some fast laps, maybe get lucky with a caution.
Yeah, sometimes the lap traffic holds you up enough where you can't make it past, but you know you're faster. That's where the undercut is going to be the best. Looks like Mark Morton's going to be coming to pit road as well. It's going to be tight. Ooh. They were 2 behind him there. I think Chris Harefield in the 18 was one of the ones a little upset with a late pit call from the 8 the last time, and that was about as late as you could make that pit call in the middle of 3 and 4 whenever he finally announced on the radio he was coming to pit road. But everybody makes it out clean. It's all good.
All good. But they'll remember that.
Oh, drivers never forget, Jerry.
They have long memories.
Dispatchers never, broadcasters never forget. Nobody forgets, honestly, if you really want to think about it.
Oh, like elephants. Higginbotham up over a second lead, almost 1.4 seconds, now over 1.4 seconds, and that lead is growing. It looks like every 100 feet.
Yeah, I said before that he wasn't that much faster.
Yeah.
The last lap he was 0.3 faster than Kyle, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Looks like the 43 of Eric Anderson is going to hit pit road this time. We're getting to that lap 60 mark. They're going to start lap 60 this time. I expect a bunch of trucks to come down pit road this next time by.
Yeah, with a 1.5 second lead, if I'm Higginbotham, I think I wait for Kyle to pit and then maybe go 2 more laps with a 1.5 lead now.
Let's see. It looks like their best lap time compared to their last lap time is about a 2 to a 1.5 difference. I don't know that you have 2 laps worth. I think you pit the lap after they do. Yeah, it looks like 97, 20, 18 all coming pretty easy.
Let's see what Higginbotham does.
Doesn't look like anybody's going to speed. Yeah, if I'm Jason, I'm coming to pit road this time. Like, you've got to.
Yeah,
you've got fresh tires coming around you here. You're going to come out in the lead after the pit cycle happens. But he's going to let this lap car by maybe. Now, looks like the lap car backs out of it, but he hasn't called to come into pit road yet. He's going to continue running. I don't know. I mean, I get he has the better truck right now, but the less trucks you have to pass, the better it's going to be.
Well, and also you're going to have less time to do it. You know, last time he had 60 laps to do it and only took him 30, but this time he may not, get lucky with lap traffic. He may not have as many laps to get it done.
Yeah, I don't think that I agree with running this extra long. If this was a 100-lap race, yeah, because that's splitting it down the middle. But at 90 laps, I mean, you got to split it evenly. It's going to be your fastest bet unless you need to undercut somebody. But out in front, we say this, he's shown he's had the fastest truck on the long run all night long. He's still probably not going to have any problem at all getting back to the lead. But stranger things have happened. Lap traffic can be a pain in the butt sometimes, trying to work your way through it, and all it takes is one ill-timed lap truck to ruin your race.
Absolutely, especially, these trucks. Oh, here we go. Looks like he's coming in the pits this time. Looks like a good clean stop.
3 laps later than what we had expected. It's going to have the same 3-lap differential that he did last time to those trucks, so I think had a bigger lead last time than they did.
And
So we'll see where he cycles back out here.
yeah,
We
it
still
looks
have
like
a few trucks that haven't pit yet, like 8 or 9 trucks that haven't pit yet.
yeah, as I say, it looks like kind of the same names as last time: Garrett Johnson, George Cushman, Chris Dorsey, Roscoe Coblentz, Chris Letts, Justin Horton, Nathan Dufton. Those guys have not yet pit. Some of them are pitting this time.
Yeah, you say that Andy Court, Chris Letts, and Nathan Dufton all come to pit road.
And Garrett.
It's not just me, Jerry.
No,
we both have the
it's-
broadcaster's curse tonight.
Oh, side by side here. Cushman just lets that truck float up as it looks like maybe Gary Bowman gets by. Gary just barely made it past before Cushman's truck just floated to the top. Cushman is our current leader. He has yet to pit. Looks like we'll see he's in 2 here. See if he pits this lap.
Yeah, George Cushman, Chris Dorsey, Roscoe Coblentz, and Justin Horton are your 4 that are still yet to pit. So we talked about William Kern. William Kern actually cycled out in front of Kyle Nadeau.
Yeah. Well, he pit way early. He did a big undercut.
Right, and then Mark Morton was able to undercut as well. Mike Stiverson's back what will cycle out to be the 7th position behind Jason Higginbotham. Maybe he can follow Jason through, though, maybe learn something from how he's treating those tires and come back through and follow him through the field.
Car down on the bottom. I did not see who that was. But there was car down on the infield. Looked like it was almost stopped. No yellow.
Yeah, it looks like that's Roscoe Coblentz. The 19 of Roscoe Coblentz was trying to make it a pit road, I do believe, and wasn't able to quite get there. Had to bail out of it and go through the infield grass. Expect him to come to pit road again this time. Ooh, and an unfortunate internet issue. Carter Lawson, who had been running pretty good, has some packet loss issues and has left the server. That's not going to bode well for his P2 of the championship standings for sure. It's going to put him back as he sits right now, 31st position.
So William Kern, Chris Dorsey, Justin Horton have stayed out. They are your first and second, but still need to pit. William Kern is your leader.
Yeah, whenever the cycle is done, William Kern is there, but he is about to pass Justin Horton here. Yeah, William Kern's making it around Justin Horton as we speak right now for the 2nd place, what will be the cycled lead. Eric Anderson is also trying to make it around right there, or fighting with Kyle Nadeau. Kyle's working on the outside, going to have some run down the back straightaway. Eric's going to fight back, though, on the inside. Tried to use the 67 of Horton as a pick. Oh, really close there. Almost contact on the exit of 4 as Kyle decided to take the high side and shove Justin on those old tires 3 wide.
Meanwhile, Higginbotham, it is in 8th. Mike Stiverson in 9th. Don't know if... Yeah, Mike did have a little bit of a long pit. He spent a couple extra seconds in pit lane compared to everybody else. That might have been what caused him to fall back.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And looking at Justin Horton's last pit time, I'm not 100% sure. He didn't take 2 tires on his last pit stop on lap 36.
Interesting.
It was a 9.5 second pit stop. It almost certainly was either no tires or 2 tires. But he is fallen back now pretty significantly. Last lap time was a 32.4 to the leader's 30.8. Still has one more pit stop to do. I'm not sure what the strategy is, but it doesn't seem to be working out in his favor for sure.
Chris Dorsey, the current leader, now in the pits. That's going to give William Kern the lead as it cycles through. So William Kern, your leader, after the full pit cycle is done. William Kern, your leader, followed by Kyle Nadeau, Eric Anderson, Chris Harefield, Jason Higginbotham, followed by Mark Morton, Mike Stiverson, Garrett Johnson, Gary Bowman, and Alan Ayers in 10th place.
Yeah, Crank Bell is currently in 11th. We're going to have some things moving around here. Ray Richer in 12th, Kevin Fetty in 13th. George Cushman is probably going to be in 14th, Leroy Coblentz 15th, Andy Cork 16th, Craig Schroeder 17th, Paul Turner 18th, Dave Gainforth 19th, Chris Dorsey in 20th after finally making his pit stop there.
Mike Donahue, Chris Letts, Nathan Dufton, Justin Horton coming out of the pits, Daniel Coblentz, Roscoe Coblentz, Stephen Music, and Judd Danielson, I believe, make up everybody on the lead lap. Guys who've had a little bit of trouble: Brian Dorsey, Cody Meadows, Carter Lawson, and Jonathan Ellis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here comes Kyle. He's caught up to William. Not quite. Still got some lap traffic in between. Thought he could make that pass. Did not happen. Lap traffic now may have as fresh or fresher tires, and that's going to make it really difficult to pass some of these lap trucks.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And that's Chris Dorsey in front of him, who just came out of the pits with much fresher tires than these guys by about 10 laps or so. But it's going to open the door. Kyle's going to follow Chris through there, and it looks like he'll be able to easily clear William Kern going in down the front straightaway here. And William's going to be just gobbled up by these guys behind him with his 3 lap older tires. 3 to 6 lap older tires than some of these guys. Higginbotham thought about taking it 3 wide there, decided against it, just going to push Chris Harefield through, try to get past William Kern before taking the battle. This is going to give Kyle a chance to drive away a little bit here.
And this is what we were talking about with Higginbotham running long. Now he's being held up a little bit by fat lap traffic. So even if he is faster than Kyle up in the front, he's got to work his way just to catch up to him.
Right, and not only the lap traffic now, but he also has Chris Harefield in front of him. He's going to have to pass, and he only has 15 and a half laps more to do it. I know he's right there, but that is a big ask of a guy to go through. Chris is on 3 lap older tires, so is Kyle, but a little bit of clean air, make it tough for him. Kyle may be able to walk away with this if Chris can hold up Jason Higginbotham a little bit here.
Yeah, Chris is, there's no blocking in this league till 10 to go. We're 15 to go now. You can hold your line, you can run defensively, can't make a move to block. So when Higginbotham comes down low here, Chris has just got to try to outrun him right now.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to do it. He lifts early and tries to just let him by and maybe get a good run off at the corner, take the fight back to him down the front straightaway. But those 3 lap fresher tires are just not going to be able to have it. Chris got a little bit of a run, ducks down underneath the apron to try to get a little bit better exit and build a bit better time down the front straightaway, but he's still clear by 3 truck lengths and closing in on your leader, Kyle Nadeau.
14 to go here with less than 0.3 of a second. There's no doubt Higginbotham's going to catch Kyle. Question is, when he catches him, can he get past him? And it's going to be a little bit of a race to 10 laps to go, and then a decision on how aggressive Kyle wants to be blocking Higginbotham if he can get to 10 laps without Higginbotham passing.
Yeah, I mean, I know you want to win, and if I'm Kyle, I'd want the win too, but Jason's just been lights out on the long run all night long, and he's significantly faster. See, Kyle's going to run a defensive line here, but he's just able to carry so much more speed through the center of the corner with his 3 lap fresher tires and just taking care of them better. I mean, even right there on the outside is able to hold momentum and have forward momentum. Oh no! Off of turn 4. Kyle's able to take it up there. I think there was just not a lot of room.
That's
Jason got a little bit of loose on the top, hard racing. I don't think Kyle's going to be too appreciative of that, but he understands what's going on. I think if I'm Kyle, I pretty much resigned that second place is probably where I'm going to finish tonight. I think I probably knew that from about lap 20, you know?
Well, we did it again. We said if we were Higginbotham, we wouldn't stay out. He proved us wrong. Good for you, Higginbotham.
Well, we knew that he was going to prove us wrong. I think he just made it a little more interesting than it could have been. I'm all for interesting, but if I'm driving, I want the easiest way to that checkered flag that I can get there.
Absolutely. So Chris Harefield now is about
we have a
7
car
tenths.
stopped on the infield grass there on the backstretch. Another truck coming up as well. Doesn't seem to be a caution yet. They were able to maintain on the apron and keep it going. I'm not sure who that was or what happened, but
let's see. It looks like we had, I'm not sure who that is on the outside. Oh, Music on the outside. Andy Cork gets into Cork. Cork is able to save it, but that causes Music and Coblentz to both go off track.
yeah, as we said, Jason Higginbotham now has an 0.8 of a second lead over Kyle Nadeau, just driving away. Kyle's also got an 0.8 of a second lead, and then it gets a little interesting there. Eric Anderson only half a second behind. Mike Stiverson half a second behind him. They're both pretty much nose to tail fighting for that third position on back.
Yeah, Garrett Johnson I think he just made the pass for 6th place over Mark Martin. And
does appear to be. Mark Morton had those 3-lap older
Yeah,
tires than
well,
Kyle and Mike, and he's
Garrett
about
pit lap.
7-lap,
Yeah.
7-lap older tires than Garrett, who's going to try to make a late charge here up through the field.
Yeah, Garrett's pit anywhere from, it looks like 4 laps later than Mike, who is now in his sights just 2/10 ahead.
Yeah, and he's been the fastest truck on the racetrack, with the exception of your leader and a couple of those cars that pit late. He's just eating into this gap in front of him from Mike, backing up his corner entry, getting a good run. He's probably going to be alongside him on the exit of 2 here, and he is on the outside. Wasn't expecting him to be alongside the outside, but he has some forward momentum. Is probably going to complete this pass in 3.
Yeah, we've got 8 to go right now. This is the battle up front, if you will. Garrett Johnson, Mike Stiverson battling for 5th place. Garrett with the nose and clears Mike for 5th place.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. As fast as Garrett's running right now, with 7 laps to go, he might be able to catch Chris Harefield. I don't think he's going to be able to catch Kyle, but he may be able to get to Chris.
Well, I think he's going to have some lap. He's got Eric Anderson, then Chris. Chris is passing Gainforth, so he's also going to have some lap traffic to deal with in trying to catch Chris.
Yeah, the lap traffic's been pretty nice to everybody right now. Garrett making that pass on Mike last lap was still a 10th a lap faster than the 3 trucks in front of him. That lap with clean air was able to run a 31.35 to Chris's 31.58.
Chris
So
Harefield,
2.5 tenths faster. Man, I don't know. Eric Anderson was about on pace with him that last lap, though. It's going to be interesting to see. I thought with the speed he showed getting around Mike, he was going to be able to catch him, but it's going to be a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be. Going to have 5 to go at the line here.
Jason Higginbotham with a almost 2-second lead over Kyle, with an almost 1-second lead over Chris, followed by the battle we've been talking about, Eric, Garrett, and Mike.
Yeah, looking
Mike
at
getting
timing
pressure
and
from
scoring,
Mark Morton now.
looks like Andy Cork and Paul Turner are side by side. That may be our closest battle on track right now. Everybody else is pretty well got some decent gaps around them.
Crank
like
Bell
a-
in 11th. We talked about his strategy. He's up 12 spots. He's in 11th place. Not a bad run today, but I don't know that this was exactly what he was hoping for.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I don't know if you noticed on the timing and scoring, but Leroy, Daniel, and Roscoe Coblentz are all running one after another right there. 2 of them are nose to tail right now, looking like trying to get around Crank. I believe they are a lap down to him. But they're working him over pretty good and working over each other. Had some decent battles there. Looked like Roscoe's going to get a little bit of run on Daniel, but back out of it and single file back out.
Eric Anderson in 4th place is caught up to Chris, and he's on his tail. I don't know if we've got 3 laps to go. I don't know if he's got what it's going to take to make the pass, though.
Yeah, but it'll be an interesting battle to watch for sure. He looked like he was going to be a little bit faster there. Chris may just burn up his stuff coming through the field. Eric does have 1 lap older tires, but looks like he may have taken a little bit better care of them.
And then that's Garrett making the pass right behind passing a lap car right behind him with 2 to go. I don't think Garrett's going to have enough to catch them. But if these 2 have, a battle going on, you never know.
Yeah, looks like it. Jason Higginbotham likes out to a 2.5 second lead over Kyle Nadeau now, coming through 3 and 4. Is going to be coming to the white flag this time. He wants to see it. Then if a wreck happens, he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Coming out of turn 4, he's got a lap truck behind him, but nobody in front of him and no pressure anywhere. Takes the white flag. We have 1 more lap to go.
Higginbotham just on cruise control right now with over 2-second lead. A little bit of lap traffic, but this should be an easy finish for him this last lap. That's the best last lap you can have when you got a lead like this.
Yeah, when you have a massive lead. Looks like it kind of came down just a little bit, but he's probably just taking it easy trying to get to the checkered flag. Jason Higginbotham has been the class of the field all night long on the long run, and he is going to come home your winner tonight. Kyle Nadeau is going to come home in second. Chris Harefield able to hold off Eric Anderson for the 3rd place there. Eric Anderson finishing 4th. Garrett Johnson rounding out your top 5. Jerry, I'm going to go see if I can round up our guys. You want to go through the rest of the running order there?
I will do that. Unofficial results, once again, just start from the top. Higginbotham, followed by Kyle Nadeau, Chris Harefield, Eric Anderson, Garrett Johnson in 5th, Mike Stuyvesant 6th, Mark Morton, William Kern, Gary Bowman, Alan Ayers in 10th, followed by Crank Bell, Ray Richer, George Cushman, Chris Dorsey, Kevin Fetty, Paul Turner up 14 spots, one of the big ones, in 16th, Andy Cork, Craig Schroeder, Dave Gainforth in 19th, and Mike Donahue in 20th. Justin Horton, 21, Chris Letts, Nathan Dufton, Leroy Coblentz, Daniel Coblentz, Roscoe Coblentz, the entire Coblentz family there, 24th through 26th. Judd Danielson, Stephen Music, 28th, Brian Dorsey, 29th, Carter Lawson with his disconnect in 30th, Cody Meadows with pit trouble in 31st, and Jonathan Ellis in 32nd.
Oh, Jerry, I think that was a pretty good race right there. I found our third place finisher. Third place finisher here, Chris Harefield. Chris, it's Jerry and Cody up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. Got you, fella.
Yeah, hey, looked like you had quite a fight there for the last 10 or 15 laps or so with Eric Anderson giving you a lot of pressure going on. Talk us through that and how you were able to hold him off to finish third tonight.
Yeah, track position wins on that one. He was definitely better than me at the end of that run right there. I had used up a little bit just trying to catch up on a little bit of time that I had lost on the first pit stop, and he was better. I appreciate him racing me clean. All the guys, we had a great race tonight.
Yeah, talk us through everything. Looks like you started third, finished third. So I mean, from the looks of it, it wasn't very eventful. But you said you lost a little time on the first pit stop. Just talk us through your race and how you thought the night went for you.
Yeah, it went pretty well. Had a couple, well, the restart at the beginning, I wasn't going quite as hard as some and lost a few positions and got them back. And then, like I say, we just, I pitted a few laps earlier than Kyle and Jason did. And it cost me here at the end, but I mean, Jason was dominant all night and Kyle got some track position on short pit in the second stop. And here we are.
Well, it's good to see you up here. Good to talk to you. I know you had a couple issues with trucks entering pit road there unexpectedly in front of you, but everything worked out good. You were able to bring it home in third place tonight. I'm going to turn the floor over to you, let you say your thank yous to anybody that you want to out there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Cyber Thunder for putting on this league and letting us have something to do on a Tuesday night. It's a lot of fun. We've got a lot of great guys here. Just Toyota as always, and we'll look forward to the next race.
Well, hey, hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week. Congratulations tonight on your third place finish, Chris Harefield.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.
You betcha. Our second place finisher in the Lowe's Chevrolet, Kyle Nadeau. How you doing tonight, Kyle?
Oh, not too bad. Be a little better if it was one spot higher, but you know what? That's just the way it goes. Jason was on a rail tonight.
He was on a rail, but what about your race? You ran, it looked like you, tell us what you thought. I mean, it looked like you really didn't get the initial start you wanted to. Maybe you had a little troubles that first stint, but figured something out after that. Is that right?
Yeah, I just poor qualifying starting on the outside, and then you just get freight trained. And I got racing with Garrett there the first, I think, like 6 or 7 laps and burned my right front up trying to stay ahead of him. And I just let him go and caught him towards the end of the run. But by that time, it was, time for pit stop. So if I was a little closer, maybe I would have had a shot at staying ahead of Jason there. But yeah, once I figured it out, it kind of worked.
Well, it seemed like your pit strategy was to pit on 30 and 60, and you stuck with it. Did you ever think that changing that strategy a little bit to try and gain an advantage?
That last stop, I was talking with Mike, and I thought about pitting with Jason because it took him about 7 laps after the green flag cycle to catch us. But at the last second, I'm like, yeah, I just pit. I was hoping that he got caught up racing and through, traffic and whatnot, and that would have slowed him down a little bit. But alas, it was not to be tonight.
And not to be. Listen, you're right. We all wish we could finish at least one place better. Didn't happen tonight, but second is a great finish. I'm going to turn the floor over to you. Anybody you want to say hi to or thanks?
First, I want to thank you and Cody for doing the broadcast this season. I think this is actually my first podium in trucks this season so far. I want to thank my grandma for watching, my girlfriend for watching, my parents for watching, and I was reminded that I also missed mine and my girlfriend's anniversary a few weeks ago. So I'm
What?
sorry, and I
What?
love you. Yeah, I missed
Oh,
I missed saying that on the broadcast, but
you
I
need
told her next time I get an interview, I will.
flowers
So
and candy. Come on.
yep. Everybody for watching, everyone for having a great race. One caution, that's awesome, and there was a lot of hard racing going on, and yeah, we'll re-rack them, and try again Thursday.
Awesome. Yeah. Next race is Pocono. You feel pretty good about that here in the trucks?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Long green flag runs, some tire saving, and possibly for some fuel saving there at the end. So should be a
Awesome.
good show.
Good luck, man. I hope we're talking to you in future events.
Hopefully. Thanks, man.
All right.
All right, and I've made my way down to the start finish line. Jason Higginbotham, your winner tonight, class of the field. How's it feel to be taking home a guitar from Nashville Super Speedway?
Man, heck yeah! I always wanted to play in a band, Cody. I love it. I love it.
Hey, can't beat that, man. I don't know what to really ask you. Looks like you started second, just got edged out by 0.04 of a second over Mike to control the race, but control the race you did anyway. Looks like you let Mike get out a little bit out there and then caught him back up. Were you saving tires for the end of it, or did it just fit your driving style a little bit better?
I think it was a little bit both. I saw them guys charge, and Mike, I knew Mike, and I was watching the whole practice and just checked their laps out the whole practice. I knew they could run pretty good, but at the start of the race, the pace I wanted to run, they were getting away from me pretty good. And looking at the right front after practice, like I was just telling Mike, man, it's just more the right front goes away here twice as fast as it goes away anywhere else. So it kind of fit my driving style, and I was kind of saving, like I told him, and longer the race runs, the more rubber the track builds up. It's worse and worse as the race goes. And of course, I was waiting 2 or 3 laps after them guys pitted and had 2 or 3 laps fresher tires every run also.
Yeah, we were questioning your decision up here in the booth about running extra just because it was going to make it harder and have more tricks for you to pass. But once again, you proved us wrong. You were able to make that work, and just a class of the field over everything tonight. I think we're going on to Pocono again next week. You think Pocono's going to fit your driving style as good as Nashville did here tonight?
Pocono is definitely not going to fit my driving style. I'm hoping we have a little trick or treat break or something next week. We might skip Pocono.
Well, hey, I think this is going to be an announcement for everybody. I don't believe there's going to be a broadcast next week for Pocono. So if you happen to race,
Oh, everybody won't know I get my everybody won't know I get my brains kicked in.
So you might as well just go ahead and race because no one's going to know the difference anyway, right?
Good deal, Cody.
Well, hey, it's always fun talking to you up here in the booth and everything. Congratulations on your win. I'm going to turn the floor over to you, let you give your thanks to anybody you want to out there.
Yeah, thank you. I had a rough beginning of the season. My teammate there, Chris Harefield, took all my sponsors off me. Hey, every sponsor I had, Chris Harefield took them. So I had to switch manufacturers and get in a Chevrolet to pick up some more sponsors. But I tell you, this Higgins House of Power Chevrolet was cruising. I was on the bottom, rolled the bottom through the center. I loved it. Truck's good. So maybe some more sponsors will be calling me, to get on the Chevrolet here. I got to thank Higgins House of Power. And like you said, the passing them trucks, everybody here at Cyber Thunder, such good clean racing. When you're coming through the field, they notice it, and it's really clean racing. They race you like crazy at the end of the race, which is great, but the racing's so good. It's awesome here at Cyber Thunder.
Well, we always love hearing that. We always love hearing Chevy Power taking it to victory lane.
That's right.
Jason Higginbotham, congratulations at your winner tonight, taking home that coveted guitar from Nashville Super Speedway.
Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you coming.
All right, Jerry. That was a good race. And hey, look at that.
Race.
The under hit, under 1.5. We had one caution early on, went green from there on out.
Not bad. Fun race. A lot of single file, a little bit of strategy in terms of pits, nothing to do with tires, but overall it was a good, fun race. I enjoyed it. Next week is Halloween. There will not be a broadcast. They're still determining whether they're going to do a race or not. I think they're going to figure that out during the week. So if they do, we'll go over that. In 2 weeks, we will be at Richmond. Oh man, Richmond. I love Richmond.
That's a good racetrack. One of my favorites for sure, Jerry. It's going to put on a good time. Short track racing in these trucks is always going to be fun. You can beat and bang a little bit. They got enough grip that you're not going to wreck anybody. Give them a little bump in the center of the corner. I think we're going to come back to a really good broadcast at Richmond.
Looking forward to it. So just a reminder again, next week, Halloween, won't be a broadcast. Don't look for it, but come back in 2 weeks. But if you do not get your fill, come back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Rising Stars. We may have some former champions running tomorrow night. So come to the Cyber Thunder Network and check it out. And then as always,
where are the Rising Stars at tomorrow night, Jerry?
Oh man, why are you going to do that to me? Rising
You know what,
Stars tomorrow night are at Watkins Glen. If it wasn't NIS, I have a feeling we'd be there.
Well, NIS
wait
is
a
at
minute.
Martinsville, so I think I might be there.
There you go. So tune in tomorrow night to watch Cody whoop up on some Rising Stars.
Maybe.
Maybe. If he doesn't hit the barrels on pit entrance.
There is a non-0% chance that I will be there. So,
and then we will come back, as I say, we'll come back in Richmond to 2 weeks. So join us then. Hey, glad you joined us tonight. Have a great evening. See ya.
have a good night.